Cool. Cursor, developed by the Cursor team, acquired by Anthropic. It's a proprietary editor, supports both on OpenAI and Anthropic models. You could also, I haven't gone to that level, but I believe you can run local models and put like a proxy in front of it and basically send it there like a light LLM proxy. Um, it does support MCP. I think most of the tools out there do these days. And you specify conventions in the cursor slash rules, or there is another top level way of doing it, but this seems to kind of be the emerging mechanism. And the thing I really want to dig into here is more the explore, plan, and build loop. Like how do I work with something? How do I kind of get into that flow state? How do I continue to chip away at this? Uh, all right. So let's go here. I'm gonna just kill what I had tried to run in the background, but I must have messed something up at some point here. Oh no, that's the slides. Wrong window. There we go. This is the right window. All right, let's kill this. And let's just get into it. So what you're going to see here is kind of the standard IDE experience. I've got the file explorer here. I've got my agent chat mode here. I can pick my models. GPT-5, GPT, in my experience, is not a good coding model. 2 years ago, when I was trying to write maybe 100 lines of Python, it was about the same, I would say. But Anthropic's really pulled ahead. I generally use Claude 4, the non-thinking model. You could put it into auto mode where you just give it full control and let it run the commands. Not recommended. Uh, in max mode. The two biggest things to kind of draw attention to here would be the agent and ask. So if you're an early stage developer, I would say put this into ask mode. Don't get it to write the code, get it to maybe explain a concept, get it to explain why the test suite's good or bad, get it to talk through an architectural change, like why you would want to make it that way. This won't affect your code. Agent mode, it will affect your code, but that's running in the foreground. And if we go to the background, we're going to run this in kind of that semi-autonomous state where it's kind of pushed off into the cloud of sorts. It's running, it's doing its thing. You could continue to make changes here as well. I don't use that one too much. It's a rather newer feature. I'm just going to stick in the agent mode for now. Let's just say something like help me make a dot cursors files. Oh, make that probably doesn't sound great, but it'll figure it out. See if it's going to understand that what I'm asking for here. I've been intentionally vague. So it's doing its to-do list, cursor rules, cursor ignore, cursor compose, instructions for code generation. So we could break this down into front end, to back end, maybe architecture, kind of help you organize it on a per file basis here.
That's one of the things I like about Cursor. I'm not a big fan of Cursor, but I think they did this well, where the multiple files of really being able to split that up.
I would agree. I think this is, I tried it way back in the day, and when it was one big file and mixed results, wasn't too happy with that. It's hard to manage information that
Right.
way.
And LLMs do get confused. If you feed it too much context, it doesn't know what's important.
100%. I think the new term is context engineering that's starting to emerge. Like, how do you manage like what goes into the thing? Infinite
Just wait.
context windows don't yield great results.
Yeah, just wait till next week and we'll have a new one.
Right. Absolutely. So we can see it here. It's doing its thing. I really like the fact that it's got this to-do list now. It's giving me the steps. It's walking through things. The to-do list is also down here. It just makes it really easy to track where it is, what it's up to, how it's unfolding. It does this weird kind of thing where it tracks the changes in the IDE. They'll also reflect as Git changes, even though I haven't approved them, which feels a little strange at times. Oh, these are from the previous. But the idea would be that if I want to keep it, I just click keep all. I go to the next file. I can click keep all, and I can click keep all. So not too hard, pretty straightforward. But I'm gonna stop that for now. The thing I wanted to show was, let's see if we can let's ask it a question. How do I run this? So kind of back to that explore step.
We're coming up to the last 10 minutes, Travis.
All right.
Some time for a couple questions.
Okay. Well, let me just hop quickly to a different scenario here. I want to compare cities' weather. Can you help me add that? That typing's not great. It'll figure it out. I think it's important that you don't have to type everything perfect. So now it's going to go through. This is actually adding a feature. It's going to give us a little bit of an understanding of, a more real world. Like we're going to change some code here. Multi-city comparison. Now, the difference here is if I'd switched this to ask mode, it just would have simply told me what was going on. Wouldn't have gone about trying to make these changes. And, of course, when it's live, things don't move quite as fast as when you're practicing.
Of course, right?
I was hoping to at least get one file popped up and kind of show the line by line capabilities. Here we
There you
go.
go.
Okay, so this is a whole new file. Once again, it's asking me, do I want to keep all of it? I'm not going to sit here and read this line by line because we're in the middle of a demo, but I would probably just hit keep all. And then I'd move here and I would see, okay, cool. It's giving me a more like line-based diff for this next file. And if I go here, I get into, the real nitty-gritty surgical precision of what it's changing to make that comparison happen. So you can just click through if you want to. Please, make sure your test suite is good and all the other factors there. Treat it more as an exploration, an experiment from which you would want to go through and do more hardening. I love to do little experiments, then ask it to make the code cleaner, to make it more modular, just to apply all the good engineering principles. Maybe even do some pre-hooks and other things that just kind of, bring a little more sanity to the project.
Yeah, I would agree. I think our demos are showing off big code change type things, and I think that's not a great approach for being successful with these tools. Like that smaller chunks is much easier to control and command.
Absolutely. And I think for me, that comes down to that ability to decompose. So kind of
Yeah.
we're exploring, I'd make a plan where maybe, I ask it to help me understand how to make some of these changes, maybe drill into one of those specifically and decompose it a little bit more. And then we said about building and checking. All right, I'm going to move that to the side. I will move this as well. And let's just briefly spend a little bit of time touching on Devin.